Guy walks into a bar productions.
You can bake cookies in a tree.
But why in a tree? Don't you elves have magic or something? Can't you magic up a house or some
It's a job only an elf can do.
Except if it says made in China, of course. Oh, so I guess cocaine was the secret substance inside the Etch-a-Sketch.
No human being has ever set foot in Santa's workshop.
Because they would die trying to find it in this weather. Nearly 2 annoying minutes of opening credits, so it takes nearly 4 minutes for our movie to really begin for those who are afraid that they arrive late. Baby Buddy was kicking the blanket off of him, but it's magically back over him in the next shot. So the nun just put Buddy into bed and said it was time to go to sleep. Then after leaving, not even 10 seconds later, Santa Claus arrives. Even if this place was the first stop on Santa's list, that means that this baby was put to bed well past midnight. And don't give me that hours must have passed bullshit, because Buddy is still drinking out of his bottle when Santa arrives. F***ing what? Even if Buddy knew how to get out of the crib, there's no way he would be able to go into stealth mode. And this also sends a message to parents. Don't put your baby in a crib where the handlebars can slide down. Otherwise they'll end up going into Santa's bag and or falling possibly on their head. Santa somehow doesn't hear Buddy crawling and cooing. The one thing that has really bothered me about the sequence is how the hell did Buddy manage to stay hidden in that bag and not once get discovered by Santa or get thrown around when the sleigh is flying. This self-inspired sigh.
It's time to start preparations for next Christmas.
Not one fucking day off? I quit. So there are some toys that didn't make it to people's homes just because of no chimney, possible alarm, and or dog?
You must have snuck into your sack at the orphanage.
Snuck in your sack?
Who do they think puts all their toys under the tree?
For one thing, I don't do the whole put up a tree shtick, so no one puts toys under my tree. And plus, if Santa broke into my house, I would shoot him in the face.
Well, there's a rumor floating around that the parents do it.
That's ridiculous.
But true.
I mean, we have a real energy crisis on our hands.
Christmas movie has no believing in Santa Claus crisis that could ruin everything cliche. The green button must program Han Solo's blaster.
Buddy's killing me. And you got Lum Lum and Choo Choo pulling doubles.
Protagonist hears co-workers talking him down via eavesdropping cliche. This movie suddenly turned into Poltergeist does shrooms. Get a room! Concussion. Terrible CGI snowman.
You see gum on the street? Leave it there. It's not free candy.
Buddy is obviously going to disobey that rule.
He's on the naughty list.
Which happens to be open right here on the exact page you need to see it to advance the plot.
Go. Get.
What a dick. Imagine if this took him all the way to Russia instead. When did a monkey join the fray? Since Buddy walked all the way from the fucking North Pole, which included riding a river, mountain climbing, forest hiking, and raccoon fighting, he somehow hasn't aged or died of starvation. This has to be many months or possibly years after his original departure. Here's an interesting fact. Will Ferrell caused legit car accidents during this trek because people were actually surprised to see him in an elf costume. See? Told you. Also, fucking gross. I'm pretty sure that was from the gum.
Looks like a Christmas tree.
Not even close.
I love you, I love you, I love you!
The song gets a send because it has no download link. Buddy's legs are somehow not broken. Skip. Skip.
Have you seen these toilets?
Skip. Zooey Deschanel is not my girlfriend in this scene.
Best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear.
Thanks, but I don't sing.
Liar. How did Buddy manage to stay in the store unnoticed? I heard that Buddy originally built the World Trade Center, but it got knocked down after he tested the origami planes.
Can I eat in my room?
No.
Why not? Dad's eating in his room.
Kids want to eat in their room just like their dad cliche.
So really, I'd better skirt.
What is it, because James Caan is in this movie? Also, cameraman forgets to pan down. I guess Buddy ain't the only pervert here. There's another guy in the bathroom mirror that Jovia somehow doesn't notice later on. How did her hair get in a perfect stringy fashion after being drenched in the shower just a few seconds ago? Concussion. Bullshit.
You sure it had nothing to do with the fact that I was naked in the shower?
I didn't know you were naked.
How can you not? You obviously know what a shower is. What, do you think only males shower? Because if so, f*** you.
Just cool it, Zippy.
Zippy? Buddy ain't no Alan Harper.
You sit on a throne of lies.
Okay, gotta admit, that line was hilarious. Good thing Buddy didn't build a World Trade Center. After Buddy was arrested for assaulting the store Santa, he was let out pretty easily. In real life, Buddy wouldn't be released out so easily, as when he was booked at the jail, the NYPD would have been suspicious of the fact that he had no identification and no background. Of course, if Buddy insisted he was an elf from the North Pole, the police would have probably thought he was insane and committed him to an asylum.
I thought maybe we could make gingerbread houses and eat cookie dough and go ice skating and maybe even hold hands.
I'm totally fine with the first three, but not the last one. Obvious cotton candy is obvious. Ew. How long has Buddy been inside the house? Long enough for him to decorate it before Walter came back home. Coca-Cola product placement. Also, the Coke bottle was right beside Michael, but is magically on Buddy's side in the next shot, and he didn't even ask for the bottle to be passed on to his side, and it's magically in his hand too. I see that drinking tube, you cheater. Also, Buddy magically rotates the Coke bottle so that the logo is visible in both shots.
I think I have something.
That small bottle of maple syrup somehow didn't get launched throughout everything Buddy's been through so far.
We elves try to stick to the 4 main food groups. Candy, candy canes, candy corns, and syrup.
I'm guessing there's no dentist at the North Pole.
Clearly, he has some serious issues. We can't just throw him out in the snow.
As mentioned in Everything Wrong with Step Brothers, this whole elf attitude is probably the cause of the story of Step Brothers. 13 seconds of obvious fake belching. Most awkward tucking ever. That face Buddy makes before the tickle fight. Walter hates tickle fights.
I love you. Okay.
Dick.
Oh, that's good.
Sarcasm.
Where did you get all the wood?
Property damage. How does he do that? Stupid. At this point, how is Buddy's teeth still intact? Also, Will Ferrell suffered a lot of headaches from this situation because he actually had to eat that shit so many times. So Buddy somehow knew where Michael goes to school. Plus he waited how many hours for him? Just imagine if Michael went to a different school.
You're fast. I'm glad I caught up to you. I waited 5 hours for you.
While I'm still sitting the fact that he waited 5 hours for Michael, I'll admit, I am really impressed that Buddy has the world's greatest waiting capabilities of any human being.
Ow!
Concussion. So this group of punks were waiting here on the very case that 2 random guys would show up just so they could pelt them with snowballs. Also, there must be at least 30 punks here with the amount of snowballs pelting in every direction. And these punks somehow have unlimited ammo too. Michael was in clear shot of these 3 punks, and lucky for him, they went to the Stormtrooper Academy of learning how to aim. What? Concussion. Bullshit luck. You 2 are BFFs now? Yes, I know they're brothers, but boy, that escalated quickly. Oh what, these guys get to bounce on the beds, leave snow and dirt tracks all over them and get away with it, and I always get tossed out of the mall like a cannon every time I try?
Where's Dad in the world?
What do you mean?
All he does is work.
You waited until now to tell Buddy that all your dad does is work? He asked you in the elevator.
And if she says yes, you're in. It's like a secret code girls have.
How would you know? You're too young.
Gimbals give you your job back?
No. But things worked out pretty good. They gave me a restraining order.
That's a double sun remover for that.
I feel really warm when I am around you, and my tongue swells up.
Might want to go see a doctor then. Michael attempted to slap Buddy's ass. Buddy should have measured the house's height before getting a tree.
Christmas tree.
Buddy dropped it down in the park.
With what? And now you're gonna have to get a new tree. This ain't class, Buddy.
This place reminds me of Santa's workshop. Except it smells like mushrooms and everyone looks like they want to hurt me.
So it's exactly like Santa's workshop, I guess. Kyle Gass is not performing with Jack Black in this scene. Also, Andy Richter isn't hanging out with Conan O'Brien in this scene.
Bring in Miles Finch.
He's written more classics than Dr. Seuss.
Liar.
You know I sound like a broken record, but we are buddies.
Alphaholics. No one else notices this.
I'd like a black S500 to receive me at the airport. I need the interior of that car to be 71 degrees exactly.
Obvious rich asshole is obvious. Sorry, buddy, but I see your harness. Nice try. Damn, can this guy do anything on his own?
That's a big one.
That's what she said. Kissing on the first date is an obvious sign that your relationship is never gonna last. Movie rips off the villain seems like he's tall and intimidating when he's actually a pretty small thing from Shrek.
A tribe of asparagus children. But they're self-conscious about the way their pee smells.
I guess Kyle scored a dime bag with Jack before arriving at this meeting.
I'm in love, and I don't care who knows it.
Ron Burgundy would yell the same thing about love with a few additions a year later.
I didn't know you had elves working here.
That's racist. Buddy's leg knocks one of those pictures down and messes up the others, but they're back in their original place in the next shot.
I don't care that you're my son! Get out of my life! Now!
Stubborn father wants his son out of his life because of embarrassment cliche.
I'm sorry I ruined your lives and crammed 11 cookies into the VCR.
Scene does not contain a flashback. Also, what prompted Buddy to do that? Also, how the hell does he do this?
Let me start with the cover, okay? Now, just picture this.
Dad,
This is the third time that the story cover is about to be mentioned and is interrupted. What coincidental timing?
Buddy cares about everybody. All you care about is yourself.
Michael is right.
Up yours.
Yeah, up yours.
And what happened then? Well, in Whoville, they say that Walter's small heart grew 3 sizes that day. Because we want to be quick and not bore the f*** out of you for the next 10 minutes. Haha, it's a Wonderful Life reference.
Santa?
What a coincidence. Also, this means Walter's pitch was sometime past midnight. How did Michael figure Buddy went that way? The story states that Santa doesn't begin his route until midnight of the 25th, so the fact that this is still Christmas Eve is bullshit.
There seems to be a strange man dressed as an elf wandering through Central Park.
Haha, Bigfoot reference.
You're a great news lady.
Thank you.
Witness hits on News Lady.
And their controversial crowd control tactics at the Simon and Garfunkel concert in *85.
Man, you may be good at the news, but you suck at your history. The Paul Simon and Art Garfunkel concert was in 1981, not 1985. If that list has every person in the whole fucking world, then either population on planet Earth has gone to an all-time low, or that's just book number 1. Also, it is next to impossible to find a certain name because this list doesn't go in alphabetical order. The names are just mixed together.
Go look and see.
The skateboard is coincidentally on the top of the present pile for the other millions of people, and it's not even wrapped either. Also, the trucks on the skateboard that Santa gives Michael are facing the same way. It would be impossible to turn like that. A skateboard is put together with the trucks facing opposite each other. What a fucking ripoff, Santa.
Give me your hat and coat. Mrs. Claus made them for me.
My wife made this for me cliche. These children are up past midnight, and some are with their parents. This movie is secretly kicking children's bedtime in the balls. Michael reads through letters as if this is in alphabetical order when we clearly saw earlier that the names in these books are randomized.
The best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to hear.
You remember that line when Buddy told you it only once and you were completely annoyed and trying to ignore him? These Central Park Rangers take forever to reach their target. It's been nearly 5 minutes since they first started the search, and they already passed Walter like 2 minutes ago, but somehow haven't reached the sleigh yet.
Santa, why are they chasing us? I put them on the naughty list and they never forgave me.
What for? What did they do to deserve that?
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Christmas Carol Ex Machina.
I'm getting too old for this job.
I'm getting too old for this cliche. Also, Santa Claus owes Danny Glover a lot of money. This almost turned into Walter got run over by a reindeer. Just imagine if he didn't sing along.
But he managed to save Christmas. And his spirit saved a lot of other people, too.
From near death.
Past the sea of twirly, swirly gumdrops.
Buddy says twirly swirly here, but always said swirly first and the other times he mentioned it. Seriously, f this guy.